Who were the Sumerians and do they still exist today? Could this ancient civilization, credited with building the first cities and inventing writing, actually represent a modern nation? In this video, we'll journey back over 6,000 years to the dawn of civilization and discover who the Sumerians were, where they lived, what they believed, and what legacy, if any, they left behind. The story of the Sumerians begins in southern Mesopotamia, in the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, an area often called the cradle of civilization. Around 4,500 BCE, long before the Egyptian pyramids or the Greek philosophers, the Sumerians began building permanent settlements in what is today southern Iraq. This region became known as Sumer. By 3,100 BCE, they had created the first known city-states: Uruk, Ur, Lagash, Eridu, and Nippur. These were not just villages, they were complex urban centers with temples, ziggurats, administration, markets, and fortifications. And in one of these cities, Uruk, something revolutionary happened: the invention of writing. The Sumerians are credited with inventing cuneiform, the world's first written language. Originally developed to keep track of grain and livestock, it quickly evolved into a script capable of expressing laws, poetry, religion, and history. They wrote on clay tablets using a wedge-shaped stylescence, the name cuneiform, from the Latin cuneus, meaning wedge. Without the Sumerians, we might not have books, contracts, or even this video. The Sumerians had a rich mythology and a polytheistic religion. Each city had a patron god. Uruk had Inanna, the goddess of love and war. Eridu had Enki, the god of wisdom and water. Nippur worshipped Enlil, the god of air and authority. They believed humans were created to serve the gods and maintain order through rituals and offerings. And they weren't just religious. They were engineers, mathematicians, and artists. They invented the wheel, created the 60-minute hour, and developed a legal code centuries before Hammurabi. But the Sumerians didn't last forever. Around 2334 BCE, they were conquered by Sargon of Akkad, who founded the world's first empire, the Akkadian Empire. The Sumerians didn't vanish, but their language and culture began to merge with that of their Semitic conquerors. Over the centuries, waves of change swept through Mesopotamia. The Akkadians, Babylonians, Assyrians, Chaldeans. By 2000 BCE, the Sumerian language was no longer spoken as a native tongue. It survived only in religious and scholarly contexts, much like Latin in medieval Europe. Eventually, even that faded. The Sumerians disappeared, absorbed into the civilizations they helped shape. One of the biggest mysteries is that the Sumerian language is a complete isolate. It's unrelated to any known language family, not Semitic, not Indo-European, not Turkic, not Dravidian. What does that mean? It means we don't know where the Sumerians originally came from, or what people today, if any, are directly descended from them. Their unique language leaves no trail to follow, no cousins, no siblings, no descendants. Unlike the Akkadians or Assyrians, whose languages evolved into Arabic and other Semitic tongues, the Sumerians are a linguistic dead end. So, do the Sumerians represent a modern nation? The short answer, not directly. There is no single ethnic group or country that can claim unbroken descent from the Sumerians. However, the land where Sumer once stood is now part of modern-day Iraq. The cultural memory of the Sumerians is deeply embedded in Iraqi history, especially in the south, where ancient cities like Ur still lie buried beneath the sands. Some anthropologists have speculated that the Marsh Arabs, the Madan people of southern Iraq, may preserve some cultural echoes of ancient Sumer through their lifestyle, boat designs, and even religious traditions. But this idea is still debated. More broadly, we can say that Iraq inherits the land and the civilizational legacy of Sumer, but not necessarily a direct ethnic or genetic line. Even though the Sumerians vanished, their impact still shapes our world. Writing, the wheel, law, mathematics, architecture, calendar systems. Every time we check the time, write a note, use a map, or count something, we're using concepts the Sumerians pioneered. They represent not a modern nation, but the beginning of civilization itself. They were the spark that lit the fire of history. The Sumerians may be gone, but they're far from forgotten. Their innovations echo across time, shaping every civilization that followed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into ancient history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Who should we cover next in the story of human civilization?